Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. If you don't, I don't care. I will pull down your underwear. Okay, that took way too many tries. That's like the fifth try I had to say that. I don't, reading that over and over and over again is not something I'm proud of. It's not something that I've been saying that to the camera for the last 5 minutes. But I got through it. I got through it. I got through some good old nursery rhymes. Ring around the rosy, ashes full of posy, all fall down, black death. We love nursery rhymes. So positive. Halloween was last week. I hope, your boy celebrated. Your boy is Captain America. Because the best part about Captain America? He's white and black. The way Martin Luther King intended for him to be. I celebrated Halloween by doing the American thing. Sitting outside for 2 hours while I wait for kids for me to give candy to children. It's the only social acceptable time for a strange man to give children candy is on Halloween. Any other time, you might end up in jail. I walked outside. I did my thing. Your boy. Well, I was I was trick or treating, or I wasn't trick or treating, but your boy was just waiting for the kids to come, asking for, I'm here to deliver the goodies, man. Man, I'm waiting for Black Santa, man. When are we gonna get Black Santa? If I'm out here giving out candy to kids, man, I can hop down a chimney. I'm qualified. I was giving out candy to children, and I had a great time. Don't get me wrong, at the time of my life. I had an emotional phone call with my friend at the same exact time, but trick-or-treating is dead, man. Trick-or-treating is dead. People do not trick-or-treat anymore, and it's quite sad, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite sad. It's quite sad sitting, buying $50 worth of candy. I think I bought like maybe 2 or 3 pounds worth of candy that now your boy's gotta somehow play don't get a cavity because I don't want to throw it all away, I don't, but I've got to now eat. That's the difference between childhood and adulthood, is that in childhood, you can't wait to eat candy. But in adulthood, eating candy is a chore. You have to like space it out, like there's spaced like I gotta do intermittent fasting for my candy allotment. I gotta have this much candy, and then this much candy, and then this much candy. I can't just have it all at the same time. I had a good time. I had a good time giving out candy to children. Ironically, the first kid that came trick-or-treating dressed up as dental floss. So that was kind of a bit prophetic because their parents already knew what they needed to do after. I gave out candy, but the real sad part was there are barely any children. And I live in a very suburban area. Like I live in a place that kids should be here. These are suburban, this is the suburbs, I don't like to admit it. I don't like to admit that, your boy's been pacified. Suburbs at 25, man, I'd rather be in the south side of Chicago. But you know what? You don't pick your battles, you don't pick your battles. And yeah, there were barely any kids. I sat out for 2 hours, from 6:30 to 8:30. I wasn't even going to stay until 9, but it just got too sad towards the end. I mean, we had a swarm of 20 kids and then like 3 or 4, and that was it. Legitimately, I could have just been there for 20 minutes. I could have just been there for 20 minutes because I think I only did maybe 20 minutes worth of work, if you were to call it a shift. And I'm seeing this. I'm seeing that, people aren't having kids. Like, surprise! People aren't having kids. Who knew? And you see it in every year in Halloween, and the decline and the decline. It was even worse this year than it was last year, which this is actually kind of impressive. It's actually kind of impressive how somehow we got worse. I thought last place was the bottom, but no, there's something called negative places. There's a way to go in the negative direction when it comes to trick-or-treating. And it just shows you that the state of our community. It really just shows you the state of our community because if you don't have really kids, it all trickles down. It's all one giant Ponzi scheme. And in order to have the Ponzi scheme of society, you got to have children at the base. Or it's just going to be a bunch of boomers arguing about I don't even know what boomers argue about. Bingo or something, that's really what things are going to turn into. I'm going to argue about Chick-fil-A, but that's just me personally. And while I had a good time, it just really showed me that things are changing. where trick-or-treating is gonna still be a thing. Like, it's still gonna be a thing culturally, but you're not gonna see as many, like, you're gonna see this weird thing where the suburbs are just gonna be a bunch of people in their 50s and 60s in these single family houses. All the millennials and Gen Zers are either gonna be with their parents or they're just gonna be on some weird outskirt or in some, who knows. I've heard solutions of, oh, well, Caleb, if we just get like 4 of our friends together and then we can just, all split a mortgage. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, if I wanted to start a cult or something, I would become a Mormon or something like that, or be an Amish if I wanted to do one of them ones with the community housing. I'm not trying to do that in the city. Like, I'm trying to live my life, yo. And it just reminds me that, it's the trick-or-treating of because I didn't really trick-or-treat because my mom believed it was against Jesus, because of course Jesus 2,000 years ago said, "Thou shalt not trick-or-treat." So I didn't get to trick-or-treat until I was 11. It's also the same exact reason why I didn't watch Harry Potter until I was 21. Even though I went to the wizarding world of Harry Potter, which my parents took me to. But we ain't gonna get into that. But yeah, these traditions, they're just gonna become less and less. They're not gonna be as popular. They're gonna decline. And I'm just gonna witness it. Like, and there's nothing I can do. I don't think Elon Musk and Nick Cannon are gonna save the birth rate. I don't think they're having millions of kids to like populate neighborhoods. So you're just gonna see this like every year. It's just gonna be, oh well, trick or treat. Just less and less and less until it just bottoms out. Eventually, it's just gonna bottom out. Who knows what the bottom looks like? Who knows? Maybe Drake will write a song about that. Started from the bottom out and now I'm here. But until that happens, it's something that like I'm gonna notice. I'm gonna be the foolish, call me Don Quixote. I'm gonna stand out, spend $50 I don't have at Walmart getting candy that I know I'm gonna eat later because I'm hoping that maybe something will change, but it probably won't. Probably will be the same. But I enjoy Halloween. Hopefully you enjoyed Halloween, Yeah, I think I'm supposed to at this part say, tell me in the comments your Halloween experience down below. Yeah, if you want to. It's actually more of a miracle you made it this far in the video. That's more of the miracle. But I had a decent time at Halloween. Learned a lot, observed a lot, did my thing, and that's about it. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked, please like and subscribe. My social will be linked down below and at the end of this video. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.